Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, October 3rd, 2017. I'm doing another video tonight. There's a reason why. There's a lot of action, but there's a lot of actionable signals. I'm not going to make videos every night. It's not necessary. But when there's great education involved, I think it's worth it. I used to teach on the university level. I love teaching. I love explaining things in a way that hopefully people can understand. What's the big reason I do this? I'll be very honest. It's to increase, speed up your learning curve. That's my goal. Help you out, make you learn, help you learn, facilitate you learning faster. So let's rock and roll. Here we go, the spiders. The spiders lifted through a spot here. That's the S&P 500 ETF, and it's just grinding on up. You let it work. I'm not in it, but it's nice to see. Here's SSO. We're going to go to the next chart. SSO, the leveraged ETF on the S&P 500, walking up the 8-day. Volume's kind of squishy. That's one thing that's interesting is there's not a lot of volume right here, but you can't argue with price. Price rules. The Qs, they're lagging. Look at this. SSO's leading. Qs kind of lagging. And it went up a little bit on decreasing volume. Just not really pushing the way we'd like. QLD, about the same thing. Leveraged ETF. IWM, look at this. Look at this nice trend. That's beautiful. This was lagging forever, and it's really taken the charge. And here's the leverage side of IWM, TNA. It's also grinding up. Look at those volume bars. Just walking on up the 8-day. I'd like to see it. I'm going to keep hitting these MAXLIST stocks now. Here we go. Apple. Apple's flopping around below the 50-day. The green line's the 50-day. You'd love to see it take out this line right here, or this high right there, with real heavy volume. Here's a big negative for us. Serious red volume bars here. These are big selling bars. So it's not the cleanest pattern in the world. Perhaps it'll go. I don't know. That is not a high probability setup. Amazon, below the 50-day, flopping around. Even today with the NASDAQ up and the Dow up, baby can't move. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Is this a high probability setup? Nope. Avgo, loose. Nothing to do here. See why wide and loose this? Yeah, see, you know, I don't like this. Look at all these red volume bars, down bars. I don't really like messing with that too much. Look at it right there, down on heavy volume, down on heavy volume. Boom, boom, boom. Goes up on decreasing volume. Starts to fall again on a pickup in volume. It's loose. Leave it alone. Here's a great trick for y'all. When you're watching these, ask yourself, when you're looking at these chart patterns, would this chart pattern be in a book of potential buy candidates? And if not, move on to the next one. So Alibaba's kind of grinding on up, slight pickup in volume. There's no really clean entry with here. Right in here, lifted through the 8-day. This is not a high probability setup. It's just kind of grinding up. Baidu, grinding on up. That's okay, we were involved with that. Walking up the 8-day, we let it work. Facebook flopping around. Facebook. Maybe it'll take out these highs going across here and rally. What's the big negative? That baby fell on heavy volume here. So we'll see if it lifts through 171. What's that? Our 171.87. We'll see what it can do. Next one. Google lifted through these spots right here. That line right there. You see those tops right here? I'm going to draw it for you just to make it better for you. There you go. Right there. Went through this white line right there on a pickup in volume, and it lifted up. Goes up, goes up. Oh, it pulls back. Always measure price and volume. Volume was fairly low. We'll see what happens. The next one, Netflix. Just flopping around, down on heavy volume, down on heavier volume. There's just not a lot there. It needs to shoot through here. For me to get interested again, I'm going to draw it right here. Yeah, we got a million different things happening here, don't we? Needs to shoot through right there. We'll see what goes with it. Tesla. I mentioned this in MissionWinners.com this afternoon, right near the close. I was looking there going, you know what? It's below the 50-day, but there's something really important. This stock gapped down and fell and then reversed and then closed up right near its highs for the day. And I told people in MissionWinners.com, I'm picking some of this up. I'm not telling them to do it, but I just said, hey, I'm picking some up. It's gapping up a little over 3 points right now, so it's right in here at the 50-day. Is it going to follow through? I don't know, but there's been other days where it's fallen, goes up, closes up, and follows through. Does this, falls, gets it, and follows through. Does this, falls, and follows through. Is it going to do it this time? I don't know, but that volume was talking. So we're in some Tesla. Goldman Sachs, what a beautiful trend up the 8-day. Just focus on that. Look at that. Is that beautiful? That's nice. Priceline? No. I won't book a trip there either. Twitter? We won't tweet that either. Visa? No, I won't use the charging ahead thing. Just hanging in there. There's MasterCard. Hanging in there okay. MAXLIST stock. Finally, Caterpillar. Been grinding on up. Now I'm going to touch base on a few other stocks here for you. Here we go. From the top. The Dow marching on up. The Comp grinding on up. Similar to the S&P 500s. There's the spiders. Here we go. These are some things we're involved with. ESPR. Pick this up in here and it's just grinding on up. Everything looks fine. Google we talked about. Teradyne, we mentioned this one. Look at the volume there. We picked it up right in here. It's not exploding, but it's moving up. It's in the top 10 groups. Here's Microchip. Downward sloping trend line. Lifted off. Hanging in. Ollie just flopping around. Square looks fine. Lifting up for us. That's great. Biotechnology. We talked about this last week in Mission Winners. Said, hey, if it lifts through here or right in here, let's pick some up. And it's grinding up. Is it exploding? No. But it's a leading group. It's in the top 10 groups. Yelp, hanging in there okay. There's the Tesla again, all right, that we just discussed. There's the QLD going sideways, the NASDAQ 100. Got a limit alert set on it. SSO we went through, TNA we went through. Apple, we already did the MAXLIST, so I'm going to zip right down here, okay? Just go through all these like that. Here's one. I'm going to point it out again. NVIDIA, semiconductor. Went up here, and I want to show you something really interesting. You see that bar right there? I'm going to do something for you. I'm going to make this bar real big. Right here, the stock opened there. It opened near its lows. It gaps up. It runs up, and then reverses and closes near the lows of the day on a pickup in volume. And that's kind of a tough nut right there. So we'll see what this can do. Not sure. We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to scrunch that back this way. Hope you can all see that. Okay, let's just do a couple more here. Nectar Therapeutics, grinding on up. Just moving on up. Where's it going to go? I don't know. But you like the price-volume relationships, and it's in a good group. This is what you want to see. If you'd have picked it up right in here or in here, it's working for you. That's fine. TSG, this is in the top groups. That volume caught my eye right there. Going sideways. See this little green mark? That's my limit alert. Telling me, hey, watch me. Maybe you want to buy me. CTMX, lifted across these tops. Lifted off the 8-day. Now watch this. The stock goes up on heavy volume. It did, that day, it did 429,000 shares. I'm rounded to the nearest thousand. Went up on 429,000 shares. Today, it gaps up, it goes up, and it falls. You say, well, this is the end of the world. It's over. Look at this. But notice this. It went up on 429,000 shares, and it fell on 308,000. Up on 429, down on 308. Less volume. We'll see what happens. There's also another moral to this story. The importance of buying at the right time. There's a little shelf right here that it could have been bought. Could have been bought down here. But to buy up here today, the train had already left the station. The person who bought it here still has a nice cushion. The person who bought it up here, they're down about 60 cents. You can say it's only 60 cents. You're down 60 cents versus this person. Always try to buy at the right time. Boeing is just kind of meandering around. We were in Boeing. We got shaken out. It's flopping around. What concerns me about Boeing? A, it's not really pushing, but that's not the end of the world because it's still above the 8-day, okay? But today, it opens unchanged. It runs up, closes near its lows on a pickup in volume. It's just kind of flopping around. IBD, by the way, Investors Daily pointed out that it just kind of looks tired also. So, Cena grinding on up. 40% club, look at that. I like that. Those are that volume growth. That's good to see. Stamps.com started to pick up volume, came into it. The problem I had with Stamps.com today was when it was really starting to pop up, it was trading with like a 50, 60 cent spread. It was just a wide spread. It hasn't taken out these tops, but we'll watch it. There's my limit alert right there. Here's another one, had a downward sloping trend line, lifted through that line. Look at this, folks. I want to show you something really cool. Right here, clean and simple downward sloping trend line. On this day, it gaps down, it falls, and closes in the top third of its range on a pickup in volume. It's above the 50-day. It's in a great group. Simple downward sloping trend line. You can say, oh, if it takes out the line, maybe we'll buy it. The next day it does. And they voted. You can say, how do you mean they voted? Look at the volume pickup. Lifted through that line on a volume pickup. The next day it continues up on good volume. And that's today. That's where it's at. We'll see what happens. This is United Rentals. I just wanted to show you this. I'm not in it, but something I love to do is always look at price and volume relationships. And we love trends. Take a note on this. It pushed through the 50-day and the 200-day right there. The purple line is the 200-day. The green line is the 50-day. The blue line is the 20-day. And the yellow line is the 8-period exponential. And it's just grinding on up the line. This, I'm not in it, but it's just a nice trend. That's what you want to see. Do they all do that? No. Nah. But isn't it great to see stuff like that? We try to find these and capitalize on them. Finally, EDU lifted through these tops today and popped up on a pickup in volume. I've got a limit alert set. Maybe it'll go sideways. Now, let's think about this. This stock ran up, it gapped up this day, went up, closed in the bottom half of its range on a pickup in volume. Right there. What does it do the next day? It drops on fairly heavy volume. Almost as heavy volume as it went up on. The next day, it goes down on heavy volume. There's a seller there. Then it meanders around, and what does it do this day? It closes right there. You see that little hash mark right there? That's where it closes. It gaps up. There's the open right there. Gaps up and closes near its lows for the day on a pickup in volume. We have to always monitor price action and volume action, which leads me to a point for you. I am going to make a video. I don't know if it'll be tonight or not, but I'm going to make a video because I did a very, very long tutorial on this on Alibaba with the movement here. And this video is going to go through, and it's going to be a little longer, maybe, I don't know, 14, 15 minutes. But what I'm going to do is we are going to go through day by day like this. Day by day. After we buy it, how do you feel? How do you feel that day? If you owned it, how do you feel? How do you feel that day? We're going to do that video, and it will be more involved, but it's something I love to do. Again, I have to share this with you. Something I want to do at missionwinners.com is I want to educate people. I'm an IBD meetup co-leader. I have been for, believe it or not, 10 years, I think, this month. No, it'll be 11 years. Anyway, here's the bottom line. I love teaching people about investing. I just want to educate you. It's not an idea about hot stock tips, okay? The idea is to educate you so that you can develop a list with certain criteria that you can scan the charts and you can find winners. Like they say, mission winners. I want to do that for you. That's my goal, is to educate you and empower you, inspire you to help you find those winners. If I do that, I will have succeeded. That's what I'm working on. I thank you all, and I hope you all have a good, safe night in light of all the tragedy that's been happening around. Take care, and I thank you.